In 2012, in the small town of Villa Carlos Paz, Argentina, a heartbreaking yet deeply moving story unfolded, one that proved the unwavering love of a dog for his owner. Capitan, a German shepherd, had lived a joyful life with his owner, Miguel Guzman, forming an inseparable bond. Wherever Miguel went, Capitan followed, his loyal companion through thick and thin. But when tragedy struck, Capitan's devotion was tested in a way that no one could have imagined. One evening, Miguel suddenly passed away due to an unexpected illness. His family mourned the loss, struggling to come to terms with their grief. In the days following his death, something strange happened. Capitan disappeared. The family searched for him everywhere, calling his name in the streets, asking neighbors, but he was nowhere to be found. Days turned into weeks, and they feared the worst. Then one day, they found him. To their shock, Capitan was lying beside Miguel's grave, his body curled up on the cold ground. His eyes, once bright with joy, were now filled with sorrow. No one had taken him there. No one had led him to the cemetery. Yet, he had somehow found his way to his beloved owner's resting place, all on his own. The cemetery staff later revealed that Capitan arrived at the grave shortly after Miguel was buried. They tried to shoo him away, but he always came back, refusing to leave. Day and night, rain or shine, he stood guard, as if protecting Miguel even in death. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, he would lie down beside the headstone, resting his head on the ground, longing for the presence he could no longer feel. Miguel's family tried to bring Capitan home. They pleaded with him, brought food, and coaxed him with gentle words. But as soon as night fell, he would escape and return to the cemetery. It was as if an invisible thread still bound him to his owner, a connection stronger than life itself. Weeks turned into months, months into years, and still, Capitan never left. Cemetery visitors grew fond of him, often bringing him food and fresh water. But no matter how much they cared for him, he remained distant, his heart tied to the one person he loved the most. He would roam the cemetery during the day, but as soon as dusk arrived, he walked back to Miguel's grave, curling up in the same spot, night after night. This incredible display of loyalty caught the attention of the media. News of the faithful dog who refused to abandon his owner's grave spread worldwide. People from all over the world came to see Capitan, moved by his story. Some even offered to adopt him, hoping to give him a new home, but he refused to leave. For over 10 years, Capitan stayed by Miguel's side through countless seasons, enduring scorching summers and freezing winters. Even as age took its toll on his body, making his movements slower and his fur thinner, his devotion never wavered. Then, in 2018, after faithfully guarding his owner's grave for more than a decade, Capitan took his last breath at the very place he had chosen to stay, Miguel's resting place. He passed away beside the grave, as if he had been waiting all these years for the moment he could finally reunite with his beloved master. The town mourned his passing. People laid flowers at Miguel's grave, not just for him, but for the dog who had proved that love, true love, knows no boundaries. The cemetery became a place not just of sorrow, but of inspiration, where visitors would come to remember the story of Capitan, the dog whose heart never let go. Even in death, he stayed loyal. Even in death, he kept his promise.